Say good morning. Say good morning, everyone. Good job. He's saying hi. Say hi, hi, hi. Good job, boo-boo. So good morning, everyone. I'm waiting on one of my customers to come meet me. Ooh, we locked the door. I'm waiting on one of my customers to come meet me. I brought Braylon with me today because he has a doctor's appointment and his dad has to work. So of course he has no other choice but to come with his mama. So boom. I have to take him to a doctor appointment. I have to take him to a doctor's appointment by myself for the second time ever. He has to go get an echo of his heart and see cardiology, so it's a really, really big deal. And he also has therapy right before his doctor's appointment. So yeah, it's a really, really big deal. Let me see. Got the car off real quick. I don't want that window down. Right, so it's kind of a big deal. So let me see things that I bring with me and Braylon when me and Braylon are going out. So of course you want to make sure that you have the ventilator, you want to make sure that you have the trach bag, and you want to make sure that you have the ambu bag. In the car we keep an extra circuit, we keep extra parts for the vent, and extra suction catheters, extra pulse ox. We keep it in a box in the back of the car in the trunk, so he has like extra supplies in the car if he ever needs something that we don't have in his bag. But still I always make sure that I have extra stuff in his bag. So with his oxygen tank, he's not on any oxygen, but I do bring like a really small oxygen tank with us just in case I need to bag him, or just in case he is going to require a little bit of oxygen while we're out and about. So from the top of the list, you want to make sure you have a trach bag, ambu bag, oxygen bag, of course the ventilator and the baby. Of course you got to have the ventilator and the baby. You want to have, if your baby has a heart monitor and an oxygen monitor, the pulse reader, you want to make sure you have that monitor as well. And what else, baby? Oh, and his suction machine. Like, I had to charge his suction machine this morning before we left the house because I knew that like it had to be charged. He did not charge it last night because we actually took a nap in the living room, so we didn't get to charge it. So I definitely charged it this morning. Right? You so smiley today. You okay? Smiley boy. Smiley boy. Your mommy smiley boy. So another thing that's important to have in Braylon's baby bag, because you know Braylon might get bored, I always bring some type of toy for him, like his little cell phone. He has like a little stuffed animal in the back seat with him. If you press the heart, it talks to him. It talks to him if he presses the hand. It talks to him if he presses the ear. It makes a lot of different noises. It does colors and numbers. So I bring a toy, I bring a book, and I bring his little cell phone and his little teddy bear, whichever. I also bring him his sippy cup just in case he gets thirsty when we're out. He gets a feed at 10 o'clock. So as soon as I meet my customer and get back home, I'm going to feed him. And he also has speech therapy. Get that out your mouth. You're not an animal. You're not an animal. So he also has speech therapy today as well. So, yeah, he's going to be doing some eating and some speech therapy. I'm very proud of Braylon because Braylon has come a long way. Like, Braylon was literally born 2 years ago this month. So, I mean, he was born prematurely. He was born at 4.5 months? He was 23 weeks. What is that, 5 months? 4.5 months? 5 months? Almost 5 months, about 4 months and 3/4. Right? 4 months and 3/4. He was born at 4 months and 3/4. When he was born, like, they were saying that Braylon was not going to live. They said Braylon had a 10% chance of living and a 20% chance of making it out the hospital. Braylon 100% made it out the hospital. Braylon 100% is alive. So, like, that is my testimony to all the moms who are who had a premature baby recently. And, you know, just keep your faith. You know, keep doing everything that you're supposed to do, loving them, nourishing them. If you're breastfeeding or pumping, like, it's really good for them to help with their body. Like, it helps them grow. It really helps them grow. So that's just my little advice for any mom who is worried about their little preemie baby that's currently in the hospital. It's going to be all right. right? Braylon had very little, they said Braylon had very little chance of survival. And even after he had been like 4 or 5 months old, he had an incident where he required CPR, and he was about to come home, but then they ended up putting him back in the NICU because he was on his way home. He was like in the nursery. He was in the special care nursery for babies who's just on oxygen, because he was only on oxygen at that point before he had a stroke, and before he had the G-tube. But yeah, even then they thought that Braylon wasn't going to make it. So Braylon is here. I mean, there's been probably 5 or 6 times that a doctor or some type of nurse practitioner of some kind at the hospital told me and Braylon's dad that Braylon was not going to make it home, that Braylon was going to die, that Braylon was never going to make it out the hospital, that Braylon was not going to make it out the NICU, that we should just give up and that we should just say our goodbyes to Braylon. And I looked at those people and I was like, Braylon's coming home. I had a dream that Braylon was home with me in the back.